And let me say what Don't Ask, Don't Tell really was. To me, it was a stopgap between absolutely can't be, cannot be gay in the military, and then it was okay to be gay in the military. Sort of a stopgap. And the deal was the personnel could not tell their superiors, I'm gay, and the superiors couldn't ask, are you gay?
Hello, and welcome to Story Power, a bi monthly podcast I created because I'm an unabashed story lover. Stories have had a huge impact on my life, starting with the family movie night discussions my parents instituted when I was a child. I want to share that love with you. As cognitive scientist Roger C. Shanks says, humans are not ideally set up to understand logic. They are ideally set up to understand stories. I'm making it my mission to not only spread the love of stories, but all the valuable things they teach us about human nature and relationships. We humans are emotional creatures, and stories help us examine our emotions from a comfortable distance. They also help us walk in the shoes of the characters to help us see the world in new ways. It's my hope you gain some valuable insights from my guests. Hello, Story Power listeners. This is episode 143, and I'm talking with Darrell Berry about his book. I'm going to hold it up. I don't know if it will early this morning, and I hope it shows the right way for you on YouTube. Darrell, I just couldn't. I kept turning the pages, turning the pages, turning the pages on your book. And since
Good.
I live in a military town and have nearly 30 years, I live in the country south of the military town. But when I was teaching, at the school there, all these kids would come and they, come from like Germany or Spain or, wherever it was. I don't know if we have any posts in Spain, but anyway, someplace in Europe. And
Mhm.
then they'd come to this fairly small town about 70 miles south of Tucson, and they couldn't go to the clubs, and they were pretty ticked off about that. And just before we started recording, you said you moved about every 18 months, and I think
Yes.
that was their experience too. They moved a lot. So I moved a lot, but we were not in the military. My dad was not in the military, but he was a machinist, and he'd get laid off, and we'd have to go find new jobs and stuff like that. So uh, yeah, so we were talking about cleaning out all your stuff, and yeah,
Yes.
how
As a matter of fact, when I got out of the military, when like I would have moved somewhere, and then about 2 years later, I would feel like I need to be moving again or something. I was so used to it.
really? Yeah. Yeah, it's a little addictive, I imagine. Well, I didn't welcome you to the show, so thank you for being my guest.
Well, I'm delighted. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and I want you to people to go get this book because, I know that you wrote it when it was still the don't ask, don't tell policy in the military. How did you make it through without getting fired?
Well, I was in the military prior to Don't Ask, Don't Tell, when it was absolutely forbidden to be gay in the military. And then, of
Oh,
course, Don't Ask, Don't Tell came along in 1994 through
oh,
2011. So I was in during that period of time, and then I was out by the time Don't Ask, Don't Tell was done away with and whatnot.
mm-hmm.
Basically, to answer your question, though, I just was very professional, did my job at work, and kept work and personal life separate.
Yeah.
Uh, but even during Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and let me say what Don't Ask, Don't Tell really was. To me, it was a stopgap between absolutely can't be, cannot be gay in the military, and then it was okay to be gay in the military. sort of a stopgap. And the deal was the personnel could not tell their superiors, I'm gay, and the superiors couldn't ask, are you gay?
Right.
That said, many people during that period of time were kicked out because they were found out about, or for who knows how. So it was a strange time,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and this is a mystery book, by the way. The mystery, I love that we know who the villain is right away. But the mystery is, how are these 106, is it? Is it 106 or 103?
Mhm. A little over 100, huh?
uh
107.
gay people that are put together to go do this mission, which I think was a real mission. Was it a real mission?
Yes.
Yeah, so they put them together because they were hoping something would happen. And then we find how it's like, how do they get out of this terrible situation? So that's a really interesting way to structure your mystery. How did you get the idea for the book and how to structure it and all of that?
I wrote it when I wrote it. I, First of all, I'm an avid reader and I love mysteries. And I don't know, I just thought back then, I thought, I don't know, I think I could write one. And I'm not for sure exactly how it came to me, but two things I knew about were don't ask, don't tell period of time. And I also worked in an area in intelligence uh, that dealt with biological agents. And let me just back up one bit because I need to state this. The book is absolutely fiction.
Oh,
Although
okay.
I worked in that area,
Mm-hmm.
I did not. I did not use any secrets. This is all open
Oh,
source.
good.
But that needs to be stated. Uh, but anyway, so those were two things I knew about, and so I just,
Put them together.
I was living in a situation where people were trying to get rid of gays in the military. I thought, well, I just sort of put two and two together and came up with a plot, and then I'd have, I'd bring characters in. Some of them I liked, and I kept, and some of them I didn't, and they'd have to leave, and so I just sort of
Mm-hmm.
developed it like
Oh,
that. And
yeah. How long did it take you to write it?
I would start it, put it away, be transferred somewhere, start it again, be put it away. I got involved in, work when and finally, about the time, well, I was out, actually, I was out of the military. I said, if I'm going to write this, I need to just sit down and write it, get all my notes out. And then it only took about 3 months after I decided to sit down and really work on it. But
Yeah.
I'd been doing it off and on for a few years.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's like this for you, but in my second novel, I have two timelines, and the past timeline was really easy to write because all that stuff had already happened, and but the stuff that parallels it in the present, I started it, and it's two women in their various suffrage movements, women's movements, and the one in the present, I started the book just right after I finished the rough draft of the first one that it's the sequel to. The second one's the sequel to. In 2014, there was nothing for Jenna in the present to do because, things were sort of humming along fine. And it wasn't until Harvey Weinstein and the first Trump administration and all that where I got stuff to write about for her. So, yeah, I had to kind of wait for events.
Things to happen, yes.
Events to happen so that I could write something. And now I'm just finishing the final revisions to send it off for
Oh,
beta readers. So
great.
yeah, but it took me a long time to write it because of that. So it might have been something like that for you a little bit.
I guess, and I think maybe that, or either I was just lazy about it and decided, I need to get off my butt and do it and whatnot. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm not for sure
Well,
why.
it doesn't matter because you've got the book now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And and too, initially back then I self-published, which was interesting to do because I mean, I learned so much. And
Yeah.
then I had the opportunity to publish through Atmosphere Press, in May it was just published, which I mean, Atmosphere Press was wonderful, and so that's and then I made a very few changes to the current book uh, through their editing and but anyway, yeah, it was basically the same book.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, oh, that's interesting because I just got an email yesterday from this newsletter that I follow called Winning Writers, and they had something about Atmosphere Press wanting to have they've started a podcast and they want podcast guests in the writing industry. So, yeah, you should go because I think podcasting is a really great way to market your books. That's what I think.
I do too, and I just enjoy it, and I just love the transfer of information back and forth, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been having a good time
Oh, that's
podcasting.
great. Good. Yeah. So I hope that you are selling a lot of books.
You know what? I haven't even. I only sell off of Amazon.
Mhm.
That's the only way I sell the book, and so I really haven't even checked lately. I've been so involved with the podcast, and then I've got another book that I'm starting on, and then I'm working on family genealogy. So I've got a lot of things in the fire. So main thing
Oh,
for me right now is just to get the book out there, and I hope people
yeah.
enjoy it. I would like people, number one, just to enjoy the book if they like
Hmm. Hmm.
mystery novels. But at the end of the book, I would hope that people that have read the book would kind of think, I wonder if this could happen in present day or
Hmm.
something to that. Maybe not as severe as this, but something along those lines.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I was I was thinking, well, eventually it's all going to come out because usually that's how mysteries work. But I was also worried for all the people who were in Tiva. Is that where they were?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh, what country is that, Tiva? What country?
I didn't state it.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah. Okay. So they're doing all this work to on people who are developing biological weapons
mhm.
and their antidotes, I suppose, too. And trying to recruit them to be spies.
Well, that's why I had to be really careful because I mean, there's work going on across the world on
Hmm.
biological agents. But I mean,
Hmm.
that's an open fact that you could read in open source. But so
Right.
that is really, really happening. So that's why I tried to kind of mute exactly where
Where
and
it is. Yeah.
because I just didn't want any connection at all with what's really
Right.
going on.
You didn't want to be like my guest that I just talked to earlier in the week or maybe last week, Guy Morris, who wrote a book about AI and how the NSA developed this AI and they sent it out to learn and it never came back. They lost it. They don't know where it is. And he said, and part of it, has to do with the intelligence community. And he said he was never so thrilled as the day the FBI showed up at his front door.
Yeah, I'm not surprised though. Yeah.
It was really, I mean, I was laughing. We were laughing about that. But you don't want the FBI showing up at your door.
No,
No,
no.
no. The Yeah. Well, and that's fine. That's great because you know, oh, in the times we're living in, it's just good to have something that you can read that is I liked that we kind of knew the structure of the military, the way the military was working. And those chapters were short, but and how the unit was working together. But we didn't have to worry about, heavy intelligence or
Right.
spycraft or anything like that. We didn't have to worry because I mean I've read what is it? Red Sparrow, I think is the that series, and man, that's heavy on the spycraft and they're all, it's like the reader gets tensed up because they're always having to whenever they're out, they're always checking, are they being followed? Your people were not like that, thank heaven. Um, but they were all really intelligent people and did their jobs well. I love that too. Yeah, so
Yes, yes, they did. They did.
so because the chapters were short, it was like, oh, I can read one more chapter. I can read one more chapter.
Well, that's me. I personally like short chapters, so I kind of was writing what I liked.
Right. Yeah, yeah, right. So you said you really like mysteries. Who are some of your like writing mentors that you've read that you just really love?
Oh my gosh, Silva, uh, Ken Follett. Oh, you know what's really kind of interesting to, I mean, I like all the kind of the named things that are
Yeah.
out there, but something that is, I don't know, kind of funny. There's I don't know if you know about this, but her name is Dorothy Gilman, and she's passed away. And she wrote these little books uh, called the Poly. It was she always had this character, Miss Polifax. Miss
Oh
Polifax.
yeah, I know the Polifax. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I I love those. They're simple, but gosh, she really she really develops her characters. And I mean, that's not a major author, but I really liked her, and I kind of she was a mentor in a way, but I like most any
Yeah.
mystery thriller.
I think they made one or two movies
They
based
did.
on her books. Yeah, with
Yes.
I love Rosalind Russell. Yeah, so those
Yes,
are
yes.
fun.
I can't remember which one that was because I've read all of hers, but
Yeah,
yeah.
uh-huh. Yeah, that was a fun one. That was fun. Um, yeah, oh, I'll have to go check her out. I discovered one that was a woman who was a contemporary of she was a contemporary of Agatha Christie. But
Oh,
she wrote these kind of cozy mysteries. I think there's like 25 or 30 or something like that
oh.
in
Hmm.
the I'm gonna go look her up because I got them all off of Hoopla.
Now, I love Agatha Christie also.
Yeah, I like her too. And oh yeah, here we go. They are the ones that I read are the Miss Silver Mysteries. And the author is Patricia Wentworth. And they're all kind of like, you know how sometimes they have those oh, we're in England and we're out at the country house. A lot of them are like that, country house kinds of mysteries. And she was a nanny. And then when she retired, she became well, she calls herself a private consultant or something like that, but she's a private detective, is what she is. And
Wow. I'll look that up.
she's sort of a little bit like Miss Marple in that she's older and people don't really pay attention that much to her except for her clients who pass on her name, to other people. But they were just it was like I needed comfort food for a while, and so I read all of her books, her Miss Silver mystery books. Now she has other ones as well. She was very
I'll look her
prolific.
up.
Yes, she was fun. It was fun.
Comfort food. That's a good way to put it because that's why I used to think about Pollock's Mysteries by
Yeah.
Dorothy Gilman. They're just like comforting, you know? So,
Yes, even though they're mysteries,
yeah,
but yeah, I mean they're cozy mysteries, so you don't have a lot
cozy.
of blood and gore and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or serial killers. I don't remember any serial killers. I don't think there were any in any of her books. Yeah, sometimes the serial killer ones make me real anxious. But
Yes.
yeah, she was fun. So, do you read any other genres?
Oh, yes. I really I like history, and I read a lot of Texas history. And my family was came here in 1826 when Texas was Mexico,
Yeah.
Tejas y Coahuila.
Mhm.
So I read about the Alamo. I read just all sorts of Texas history.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, being a Texan, it's just meaningful to me. You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So you came home to Texas. You went home to Texas when you got out of the military.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I grew up in the
Yes.
Pacific
I don't
Northwest.
always like the Texas politics, but I like Texas as a state.
Oh, yeah. Well, the people are probably really great. Yeah. That's kind of how we feel about Arizona, although things are turning around now. But I grew up in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon and Washington. We moved a lot. And my family, my mom's side and my dad's side were both, Oregon Trail. They went to the Pacific Northwest on the Oregon Trail. In fact, we
Oh,
have a family photo of my dad's great grandfather or great grandfather standing in front of their cabin and the right in front of the river that's all about to flood in
wow.
near Sandpoint, Idaho is where they landed. And both my mom's mom and dad's families landed in Oregon and Washington. So
You're lucky to have that picture.
yeah,
That's
we
great.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we replicate it. Everybody has a copy of it, all the kids. Um, and yeah, so my brother's been doing the family tree, on Ancestry, and I finally did my DNA sample. I started it, but I'm into so many things. I'll just let him do it. That's his hobby. My hobbies are multiple. And but yeah, we have family going back to 1600s coming here.
Hmm.
So on
Yeah.
on my dad's side, maybe on my mom's side too. So it's like, wow, that's so fun to find out all that history.
It is. I love it. I just love it. Yeah.
Yeah. You go down rabbit holes, I imagine.
Yes. Oh, do I ever? Yes.
Yeah. But do you also, when you're doing that, does it lead you to like newspaper articles and that kind of thing as
Yes.
well?
Uh-huh. It does.
Oh, that's good.
But it's like census, uh,
Marriage, death,
land, ownership, of course, marriage records and all this kind of stuff.
and military
Service
records.
records. I'm working right
Yeah.
now on a line that goes back right now to the Revolutionary War, and
Whoa. Yeah.
and so there was a lot of records for him because he was in the Revolutionary
Yeah.
War. And I also have a professional genealogist that, when I get to a certain point that either I don't know if I'm doing this correctly, I can turn it over to her and she
Oh,
can
yeah.
help me. So that means an awful lot because
Yeah.
I don't want to go down someone else's line and not, I want to make sure
I
I'm doing my.
know. Well, I mean, sometimes it's hard to tell because I kind of got stopped at one of my ancestors at the Civil War, and there were somebody with the same name was born in New York, and somebody else with the same name was born in Wisconsin or something. Which
Yeah,
one? Which one is the right one,
right.
you know?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I kind of got stalled there. I think my brother has kept going, and we found out that we are related to um, Ulysses S. Grant, which is so interesting because I was born on his birthday.
Wow.
And so, and
Very interesting.
yeah, so it was like, what? We're related to what? When my brother told me that, that was so weird. So, yeah, that's a fun hobby.
It is.
That and
It is.
writing, that must keep you very busy.
Yes, I am. Right now, I'm looking at another book, a Lyft driver, and the characters that he meets. So I'm driving Lyft every now and then to gather up characters. But
Yes.
I'm a little bit stuck. With the book that we're talking about early this morning, I had I it was the book that and things I wanted to get across and want to write about. And then I brought characters in. And so with this Lyft driver thing, I'm out driving and I've got a bunch of characters, but I don't have something to. So I'm working on trying to get something going
Yeah.
as far as the the reason for the book. And I've so many things are going, and I think I may need to sort of rethink that and come up with because I want it to be another mystery novel, but come up
Yeah.
with some sort of current thing that's happening and then bring the characters in.
Well, yeah. So the Lyft driver would be like instrumental in solving the mystery, whatever it is.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Oh,
I've
yeah.
run into some characters. I'll tell you that on picking up a few. I mean, I don't do it that much, but every now and then I'll go out and drive, and there's some interesting folks out there.
Yeah, really. Well,
It's been
that's
fun.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pay attention to characters a lot because my background's in theater and I worked in the theater and then I taught it and I directed plays and I was an actor. I did almost all the jobs in the theater except for designing. I didn't do any designing. But yeah, so I'm always paying attention to characters in real life and on the things I watch. And yeah, there are some really interesting people with really interesting stories. Now
Very
that
much
I'm
so. Very
now that
much
I'm
so. It's
talking to
fun. I love doing it.
Yeah, and now that I'm talking to them on podcasts, it's like, wow, that's so cool.
You mentioned theater. I've written to some universities to their film division to
Uh-huh.
see if there's any students, like graduate students, or not even graduate students, but
Yeah.
uh, film students that
Uh-huh.
would be interested in taking on a project of, turning this into a screenplay.
Yeah.
And I've got some responses back. I haven't really done too much about it yet, but now that the summer's over, I may write a few more because I thought, as a student, sometimes they're looking for projects to do, I think they are. But anyway, so I've kind of thrown that out there too. Uh,
Yeah, this one because I think that it would make a really good movie because when they get to where their destination, we could see the differences in landscape, but also the differences in their how they're interacting with each other, and the one character, how the one character changes throughout the story. Well,
the
there's more than
mole,
one. The
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 mechanic who was
the
kind of the mole.
mechanic, yeah. But also, Trevor's friend Jake and his family go through a big
Mhm.
change. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that would be it could really be a good movie. But yeah, sometimes students need projects just to work on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I could never
yeah.
do I bought some, I've studied a little bit about screenplay writing and brought books and all this kind of stuff. And oh man, what a difference in that and writing a book. And then I've had a screenplay student tell me one time, oh, I could write a screenplay, but I could never write a book. So it just depends on where you're coming
That's
from.
right. Yeah. Well, theater plays and screenplays are like really constrained because you only have 2 hours or maybe 3 hours to tell the story. But then you have to pick the most important elements from the book to put into that story that
Yeah.
are going to help develop the characters. Although your book is pretty short, so I would think it would be pretty easy to convert to a screenplay. Yeah.
Some what this guy, he was sort of a screenplay writer one time told me when he had read the book, he said, your book is really kind of not designed to be a script, but he said exactly what you're saying. He said because of the way it's written, it sort of lends itself
Mhm.
to a screen. I said, oh well, that's
Yeah.
so. I don't know. I've still got that kind of in the back of my head, not for me to do, but maybe a
Yeah.
student or
Right. Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Well, and so I'm assuming you have family that live near you there where you live?
I
You
do. Of
still,
course, my parents are deceased, but I have
right.
a brother that lives the next town over and a sister that lives in Austin. Yeah, so
Oh, so you're all fairly. Oh,
we're
how far is Austin from San Antonio?
from San Antonio. Oh gosh, in Texas, y'all probably do the same thing, but we go by time, not miles. So it's for me, it's about an hour and a half to about an hour and a half,
Oh,
depending on.
so that's like from us to Tucson, from our house to Tucson. Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's not too far. Yeah, when we lived in Portland and my parents lived in Bremerton, my dad was working in the shipyards up there and at the submarine base. It was 3.5 hours from Portland to where they lived. Yeah, so that's how far it is from our house to Phoenix, about 3.5 hours.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Phoenix is sort of in the middle of the state. And we're in the southeast corner, so yeah.
Right. Did you say you're kind of by Fort Huachuca?
Yeah, Fort Huachuca. Yeah, in fact, my brother-in-law used to teach at the intelligence school there. Um, he's he's now doing stuff in the health industry.
If he taught in Intel, if he ever reads the book, make sure that he knows that there's nothing secret in there,
Oh no, he'll
so he
know.
won't turn me in.
Yeah, yeah, I am gonna tell him about this because, you know, he was in the um reserve until
Uh-huh.
he retired. So he retired as a major, but he was also teaching after he also taught at the Intel school because that's where he was in
Hmm.
intelligence when he was in um reserves. So yeah, but when I first met him, and it's sort of like that with you, um, you were in the military because he doesn't really seem like he doesn't my limited view of military.
Oh,
He
I get
didn't.
that a lot, though. I get that a lot. Yeah. People say, huh, I don't know. They just say, for some reason, they don't think I would fit in the military. But yeah, I was in as enlisted for 3 years. I was, drafted or
Mhm.
I written down and joined, so I wouldn't so I could
Right.
choose what I wanted to do. And then got out, finished college, came back as an officer. So, and I loved
Oh,
it. I loved the
yeah,
military. It was,
yeah. Well, one thing that my brother-in-law said is, they would say, "Okay, we're giving you this assignment," and he wouldn't know how to do it. He'd say, and they'd say, Figure it out." And so he learned that skill. You get plopped down into a project, and I have to figure this out. And so he has this new job where he's working in a lab at a hospital, and he didn't really know how to do it, but he knows how to figure stuff out. So,
he fell back on the military. Yeah, yeah,
so that was a
that's
really
really.
good skill for him to learn.
Hmm.
Was
Hmm.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, it
So you're
teaches a
net.
lot. Teaches.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I was gonna say it teaches you how to be a leader, but it also teaches you how to be part of a team, which is so important.
Exactly, which is so important, and to develop those trusting relationships.
Yeah. Oh
That
yeah.
was, oh, I just thought of it. That's one of the things I loved about the book. Or these people who were in this situation, they really trusted each other
Yes. Yeah.
and they honored their whatever talent it was that they had or
Hmm.
skills that they had. Yeah, and trusted that they were going to do their job properly. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I liked that about the book a
And they
lot.
were really mission driven. I mean, they realized something really weird was going on from the get-go, but
Mhm.
they were very driven that this is a mission that needs to be done,
Right.
regardless of all this weirdness that may be going on around.
Right, exactly. Good thing some people were watching out for him.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I just highly recommend this book to you readers. Go get it. It's on Amazon and I'm going to have the link for it. I'm going to have the link for your website where
Oh,
I
great.
think
Thank you.
you can click on it on the website and go buy it at Amazon. Is that right?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, if I remember correctly from the website.
Yeah, because I just looked at it this morning. But anyway, I will make sure that the Amazon link is also there
Okay.
in case that's not the case. But yeah, so yeah, good luck with your second book. Sounds like you're having fun figuring it out.
I am.
Yeah. Yeah, and at one point you might want to write something about your family, use your family history, write a book
I've
about
thought
that.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
that would be cool. Yeah. Oh, well, do you have anything else you want to say before we go?
uh, sometimes people ask me things about the book. Is it well, they know it's fiction, yet I wrote about things that were really happening. And the people ask, for some reason, did anything like this ever happen to you? So I'll leave you with one incident early on in the book where they're in a gay bar, and the military police come to the bar to try to see who's there. Well, when I was in the service early on, things like that would happen. I mean, I've had people come up to me in a bar. I'd be standing there having a drink, wouldn't necessarily know who the people are. They would come up to me and sort of kind of nudge me and just say, they're here. That's all they would say. They're here. But I knew that that meant somebody, military police, whoever was here, and they were looking for folks.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened in the early days in Don't Ask, Don't Tell. So that a lot of people want to, I mean, ask me that. So I just thought I'd relay that on. I mean,
Yeah.
so the book, although it's fiction, certain things did happen that were absolutely going on
Yeah.
back then.
So, yeah, I forgot about that happening before they even got all put together. The unit got put together.
Mhm.
Um, so did you always have to kind of know what your exit options were when you went into a bar?
I did, and I knew a lot of people that did. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
Because
a lot.
well, that's what happened in the book is they had an exit option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh, oh dear. So other people were watching out for you when you were.
yes.
That's
They
good.
knew I was in the military.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yes. I always thought that was kind of neat. People watching out for
Yeah.
military
It
folks.
that is neat. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Because we
Uh-huh.
think of, a lot of, well, I'm thinking of one specific movie that I can't remember the name of right now that Mark Harmon and Sean Connery are in. And Sean Connery's in his uniform when they're at the bar. And people are coming up and harassing him. And I don't understand why. I don't understand because it's not like that in Sierra Vista where Fort Huachuca is. People are happy that the military base is there, you know.
Mhm.
So they're not being most of the time. I don't think the people are being disrespected when they go out grocery shopping or whatever. Well, I guess they do grocery shopping on post. But if they're going to someplace out to eat, a lot of people will go up and say, "Thank you so much for your service,"
Mhm.
which I'm so glad it's kind of flipped now and it's not.
Yeah, because it wasn't that way during the Vietnam time period
Oh, no, no, no.
at all.
I was in high school during all those protests.
Mhm.
And it was shortly after I graduated, I think, that they pulled out of there. And yeah, that was yeah, sad, very sad.
Mhm.
Because, those people were just doing their jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
Exactly.
they didn't want to go there. They just were
No.
sent there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm glad that it's changed now.
Yes, for sure. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Have I asked you everything that you wanted to say?
Oh yeah, yes. You've been very generous, and I appreciate it. Uh, Again, I've already said this, but I'll just say it again. That I hope everybody enjoys the book, and at the end of the book, I hope that gives them something to think about. The you know,
Yes.
something
Yes.
like this. If not with gays in the military, with women in the military, or with who just I hope they
Yeah.
just think about things like that.
Right. Yeah. And also that my dad did not enjoy his military service. He only did it because he had dyslexia And he taught himself how to read, but he hadn't graduated from high school and he needed a skill. But he's the kind of person who does, he's sort of a rebel, didn't like authority. So, but that's not always the case, that you're gonna have people who are not good leaders in the military. There are probably a lot of really great people, and you can learn a lot of great skills. So,
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the continuing education thing in the military. That's one
Yes,
thing
they're
that I
big on
didn't,
that.
yeah, I didn't know about that, because I taught communications up on post for a while, and a lot of them were military people,
Hmm.
and they were just take slowly improving their skills by
Hmm.
taking this class here and this class, so because I was working at the college at the time, um, Cochise College, and yeah, so they had this whole program of classes that they offered for the military people, and I thought that was really great. I had never known that before.
Yes. Yes, they
So,
do.
they're encouraging people to continue their education,
Absolutely. Uh-huh.
and that's because you got to have some skills when you get out. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
They're big on that. That's a big plus for the military.
yeah, so people who are listening and watching, if you go read the book, go to Amazon and write a review, because that helps the book move up in the algorithms. I have no idea what that means. I'm not really a big techie person, but it will help Darrell sell more books. So go write a
Thank you.
review. And if you are a member of Goodreads, write a review there, because those two platforms have millions of people on them. So you sent me your book. I'm not sure I can go to Amazon and write a review, but I did write one on Goodreads.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yes. So yeah, give it the stars, and write a review. And reviews don't have to be very long. This is a page turner, which it is. And I highly recommend it. That's all you have to write. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being my guest.
It has been delightful. I've just really enjoyed talking with you.
I have enjoyed it too. And I have wanted to go visit San Antonio for quite a while. So maybe now that my husband's retired, we
There
can
you go.
go visit there.
Give
And
me a shout and we'll go have a drink or coffee
yeah,
or lunch
yeah,
or something.
that sounds fun. I love meeting my guests in real time,
Oh, that'd
not
be great.
not in virtual
Uh-huh.
reality. I hope you not only enjoyed this episode, but gained something valuable to take away with you. If you like what you heard, please share it with your friends and give us a rating and/or review. If you're a story lover too, I invite you to join my Patreon community at patreon.com/storypower, all one word. Or you might be interested in classic cinema with the Sage Sisters, a YouTube channel and Facebook page I started with my sister Celeste, where we choose one classic movie that we think still has lessons for us today. As you can see, I'm passionate about spreading the love of stories and completely believe what Philip Pullman said. After nourishment, shelter, and companionship, stories are the thing we need most in the world. Until next time, this is Lucinda Sage-Midgorden. Thanks for listening.